friends! It's been a while. Sorry about that. As you can see, I've got a new setup. We're here. We're in a new place. Same room. I just got a new bed, and it's lofted, so now I've got a new desk, which I'm obsessed with. It's L-shaped, which is so exciting. Yeah, so sorry it's been so long. I'm actually dying to know what happens next. I have to change everything around in, I record this on my laptop, whereas now I use my computer for streaming. So, anyway, long story short, it's been one of those things where I've been like, I want to find out what happens next, but I keep not switching my thing around. Anyway, I'm so excited to get started, so let's get cracking. Chapter 9, The Rescue. Ooh, oh my god, Chapter 9! Oh, I'd forgotten how close I was to the end. Today I will land another hit on you, Karma. If you can, darling, I welcome the challenge. Princess, your side is open. I bring my sword up closer to my side as Garland strikes me. Tonight is the first night I get to use a real sword as opposed to a practice sword. The sounds of metal clashing echoes into the night. Is this what a real battle feels like? We have been practicing under skirmish conditions for the last few days. Since tomorrow is the day we enact our plan, we are doing some last-minute practice. Remember, fighting back-to-back is better than doing it alone. Claude dodges Jurian's sword as he speaks, but I notice that he seems to be taking special care not to look in my direction. He's been fine for the last few days, but I'm not sure when his pain will return. If only he would tell me what was wrong with him. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that really weird, flashy thing where it changed all the colors, inverted. I can't. Oh, I'm so excited. By the end of practice, we're all exhausted. Good job, everyone. You'll all be fine tomorrow. Garland turns to face me, a soft expression on his face. And if it comes down to it, Jurian and I will protect you. Garland looks over his shoulder at Claude. Both of you. That's our job as knights. I'm quite capable of protecting myself, but I do appreciate the offer. It's late. We should all get some rest. The two knights excuse themselves, leaving me with Claude. April, you should go to bed. Oh. Princess, I have a feeling I won't sleep much tonight anyway. Be that as it may, you should still try. I'm about to retire for the night as well. Okay. I want to talk to you. About what? Claude takes a step back, and I stare as his hand absently moves to his chest. Are you really okay, Claude? I've been perfectly fine this past week. He's lying. He's obviously in pain. Why do you have to keep your pain a secret? Oh. Why won't you talk to me? Yes! Oh, thank God. I did kind of put a little pressure on myself. I was like, okay, April. First one back. I told you before that some things are better kept a secret, Princess. Claude sighs out, then leans forward to set a hand on my head. April, promise you'll stay behind me if we're attacked. And if at any point it looks like we may not make it, you're to run as fast as you can back to the Marchen. But that is cowardly. April, don't you remember what I said before? Sometimes running is the right thing to do. Never run into an impossible situation. Instead, live to fight another day. Promise me you'll stay behind me. Please, April. Give me the peace of mind. Oh God, another choice this quickly. I promise. If it will make him feel better before going into this mission, I cannot deny his request. Claude's expression softens as he moves away from me. I'll stay behind you. There we go! I'm on a roll, baby! Thank you, Princess. Let's attempt to sleep in preparation for tomorrow. Attempt to sleep? So we're both going to attempt to sleep? April, get your mind out of the gutter. When this is all over, I'll pry Claude's secrets out of him. Ah, look at that title card. The red hair. Tonight is the night, and everyone is just about ready to go. I can't get the feeling of foreboding off of my chest. Everyone is gathered close to the door, ready to see us off. Everyone except... Princess. Oh, hi, Rumple. Rumple suddenly appears, a niece coming up to stand right next to him. What are you two doing here? Well, of course, we came to wish you good luck, just like everyone else here. We'll be waiting for you tonight so that we can celebrate everyone's return. Be careful. Emma Lane, who has been everywhere with her brothers since they came here, is standing right beside him now with a smile. I will pray for your safe return. Her smile wavers, and I can tell she is uncertain. She has the great knights of Caldera, 2 witches, and a prince. She'll be fine. Rod's responses are curt as usual, but I cannot help but notice the hesitance in his voice. Rod! Why do I miss you? You're my stepbrother. No! Even though he stares at me without expression, I think I can see a tinge of worry in his eyes. Rest assured that we will keep the princess safe. We're not going to let Alcaster get away with what he did to Anchiel and its royal family. Parfait steps forward at last. She and Delora glance at each other, and I feel as if some secret message bounces between the two of them. Delora nods ever so slightly before Parfait turns to the rest of us. Her eyes eventually fall on me. You've changed since you've been here, Princess, but your dedication and resolve never wavers. It has always been there, just beneath the surface. Just beneath the surface. Stubbornness or resolve. It is as if Parfait is able to read my thoughts. She smiles as she sets a hand on my shoulder. Your dedication is very much like King Gennaro's. You are proud and honorable, and always take steps in the right direction. That is why I know you'll be back tonight. Just as Rumple said, we'll all be waiting for you. All of you. Stay safe tonight. I nod my head as everyone gathered around begins to repeat their hearty goodbyes. It is Delora who walks away first. We all follow behind. The night has just begun. Ooh. Our way to the palace gates is uneventful, but we pause some distance away from them to take shelter in a nearby alley. There are knights everywhere. Waltz points to what looks like a regular section of the wall. There's a hidden door to the tunnels. If we time it right between the knights' patrols, we should be able to make it. On my signal. Claude puts a hand on my shoulder and squeezes. It is an abrupt gesture and doesn't last long, but the motion calms my nerves somewhat. We will be fine. Our footsteps echo in the tunnel. Standing in front of me are Jurian and Garland, who are flanking Waltz. Delora stands beside me, and Claude is at my back. This small tunnel makes it seem like we brought a lot of people. This way. We silently follow Waltz's instructions. How is it that Waltz knows about these tunnels? I've already taken into account the guards and where they might be positioned based on Prince Rod's information. We should all be all right. Garland and I will act as distractions if needed. Princess, leave most of the fighting to us, if there's any to be done. I know. I will only fight if need to. If only I wasn't cursed, I would be able to fight to my full extent. I think you're still quite capable without all your magic, puppeteer. Oh, a compliment. It's an honor, Miss Karma. I'm only in this dress because of Jurian, you know. Jurian crosses her arms and cocks an eyebrow at Claude. I wouldn't fall in love with you no matter what you say. That's what they all say. We're here. Aw, that's so sad. The way his face darkened. Oof. Suddenly, everyone goes quiet. I feel a lot heavier as I stare at the staircase in front of me. This should lead to the throne room. I did not know we had a secret passage in the throne room. How much does Waltz know about the palace? Immediately after we step into the throne room, we split apart to avoid the guards' gazes. I stick close to Claude and Waltz as Delora conjures a blanket of shimmering fog that envelops the guards. Oh, excuse me. Yes, magic! I watch as the guards' eyes close before they slump to the ground. Delora drops her hands once all the guards are truly asleep. Amazing how intolerant humans are to magic. Let's keep going. Getting through the palace is no easy feat. Hallways that were easy to get through before are difficult to traverse now with all the soldiers standing around. Delora casts a spell to silence our footsteps into quiet muffles, but moving is still difficult, especially with such a group. Eventually we arrive just outside the tunnels that should lead to the castle's prison. I'll stand watch. Be careful, Waltz. I will. Okay. We enter another network of tunnels. Jurian, Garland, after you. Jurian glances at me briefly, and then Claude, who nods a little stiffly. Sorry guys, I'm tripping over all of my words today. Blah, blah, blah. We'll be right back. In accordance with the plan, Claude and I are left at the halfway point of the tunnels to ensure a clean escape as Delora, Jurian, and Garland continue on to the prison. They should be fine, but I'm still worried. My eyes wander to Claude, and I bite down on my lower lip when I notice that his hand is once again raised to his chest. I find myself reaching out to grab Claude's hand, but he swiftly pulls it away. The glare on his face takes me by surprise. Why is he so angry? Claude puts a hand to his chest and flinches as he leans on the wall. Not now. His voice sounds pained. What is he talking about? Claude. I just need some space, Princess. But I am fine. I cannot help but feel irritated at the way Claude has snapped at me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be this way. He trails off, his eyes distant. Because of your curse. Right. Most of the time he is sociable and a pleasure to talk to, but then he reverts to this state. It's like he's two different people. I cannot understand why he's like this. Why do I care so much for someone who keeps secrets? April, I wish I could explain, but if I did, you would hate me. Or more accurately, you would be afraid of you. I could never be afraid of you. I'm getting to the point where I'm just like throwing choices out there. I'm like, no, I don't you care anymore. What is there to be afraid of? Claude wears a pained expression as he looks at me. I see him once again grabbing at the collar of his dress, looking like he's in some kind of quiet agony. That's what she said too. Is he talking about that one woman from before? The one who didn't love him? He thinks I'm the same. I am not like her. Yes! I am so good at this. Like, not to brag, but I'm like... April. Claude's voice trails off at the sound of running. His hand moves quickly to the hilt of his sword as I reach for mine. We only relax when we see that it is Jurian, Garland, and Delora heading toward us. Why are they alone? Where are the king and queen? Ooh, excuse me again. They weren't in the prison. Oh! I have no idea where else they could be. Delora steps out from between the two of them, her expression somber. This doesn't bode well for us at all. We can't keep sneaking without a direction. That's a sure way to get caught. The words have just left her mouth when the alarm sounds behind us. Don't tell me. It's the alarm. Everyone draws their weapons as Waltz appears, running toward us with a harried expression on his face. The knights are on their way. How did they know we were here? In seconds I hear the clanging of metal, and then there are knights upon us. We are forced to scatter to deal with different opponents. A guard rushes at me with his sword, and I somehow manage to block his attack. I should be able to wind around him. The knight falls after I catch him from behind and give Claude an opening to attack him. April, stay behind me. I promised I would, remember? Let's keep it that way. A smile flashes across his face, and for a few moments he seems more like the Claude that I know. A knight manages to separate Claude and I, leaving me by myself. He grabs my arm. Unhand me! Magic! Hell yes. Delora? I watch in shock as a shimmering fog surrounds my attacker, his eyes closing as he slumps to the ground. He is the first to fall. Seconds later, most of the knights in my immediate vicinity have fallen to the ground. I can tell by the subtle rise and fall of the chest that they are asleep. Sorry I couldn't focus long enough to cast that spell earlier. Yes, Queen! Delora drops her hands and turns to address Waltz, Claude, and I. Head toward the entrance hall. The king must be in one of the central rooms. Jurian, Garland, and I will head back to the bed chambers in the east wing to look for the queen. Splitting up is not part of the plan. We don't have much of a choice anymore. If we are going to get the king and queen out of here, we have to improvise. Now go! Claude grabs my hand and jerks his head at Waltz. Let's go. Off we pop, guys. The three of us rush out and into one of the palace hallways. I keep my gaze forward while Waltz and Claude watch for enemies on either side of us. On our right. Claude grabs his sword and moves before Waltz and I can respond. He dives low toward a soldier, his sword poised straight for a devastating blow. Knights begin to approach us from the left, and I raise my sword, readying myself. Waltz snaps his fingers, and a flash of light blinding the men in the immediate vicinity, and I use the opportunity to rush the knights in front of me. I grit my teeth as I attack. Most of my blows are lucky. There are too many knights for me to be able to get the upper hand. There are so many of them. Well, if it isn't the most desirable princess. Who are you? I whip around to attack the man that spoke to me, but he's nowhere to be found. Where is he? Who are you? I wonder. April. I turn around and see Claude running toward me, a panicked expression in his eyes. I take a step toward him when a masked man suddenly blocks my path. Oh my god, is this that guy? Warg. Who are you? I raise my sword, but the masked man taps his cane on the floor before I can swing. Ah! An incredible pressure blasts out from the cane. It shoves Claude to the floor and blows me backwards. Oh, I hit the wall hard and my vision darkens. Oh my god. Oh my god, don't tell me this is the end of the chapter. Claude. Where am I? Why can't I see anything? My head hurts. Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. That's not my fairy tale curse! I jerk upright at the familiar voice. You're the man who knocked me out. The man laughs, and I blink as I try to pinpoint the direction of his voice. Did he blindfold me? I command you to take off this blindfold. I don't take orders from princesses that no one remembers. But I am a gentleman, so I suppose I shall have to heed a lady's request. Is it what's-his-butt? Mithros? The blindfold is abruptly pulled off, and I flinch at the sudden brightness. No, it's frickin' Morg! Why, hello there, princess. My captor looks at me unamused. He wears a crooked grin on his masked face and a cape on his shoulders. Who is he? My eyes wander to the throne, and I cannot help but gasp at what I see. My dad! The king is strapped to the throne, hands bound, mouth covered. Your Majesty. The king pauses to look at me, his eyes containing a mixture of alarm and confusion. I turn to glare at the masked man. Let him go! No can do, princess. Though, don't you think he still looks regal, sitting on his throne like that? I grit my teeth as I begin to struggle against my bonds. Struggle all you like. You won't get out of those knots anytime soon. Who are you? The masked man drops into an elegant bow. I'm called Varg. Yes, Varg, not Warg. Varg. Varg? What have you done to my father? Me? Nothing. Well, nothing much. I guess gagging a person and tying their hands behind their back counts as something. Are you working for Sir Alcaster? I don't work for anyone. So he's a mercenary. That's the opposite of what a mercenary is. A mercenary works for people, for money. That's what a mercenary is. The door flies open, and Alcaster steps in, his face full of anger. Mithros, the fool! How absolutely useless he was! Varg gives a dismissive shrug. He regards me again with his mischievous smile. While I do agree with that wholeheartedly, that man is in the past. Here in the present, we have someone far more interesting to deal with. Varg gestures at me. I glare at Varg before turning my gaze to Alcaster. I used to think that Alcaster was someone to be respected. Not anymore. If it isn't the princess herself. Ugh, you remember who I am. Once Sir Mithros made the connection, it was just too obvious to be false. Could Sir Mithros remember me? Alcaster shifts his attention to the king. Gennaro! Do you not remember this girl as your own blood daughter? My eyes meet the king's, but I see no recognition in his gaze. He cannot remember me. I haven't managed to break my curse yet. What are you Why are you doing this to my father? To the kingdom! Everything I do for the kingdom. All successful rulers have run with an iron fist. Fear is the best motivation. A king that is too lenient and does not inspire fear has no business being on the throne. But the people of Angiel love their king. Before I had thought that the town people were despicable because they hated me. Now I understand those reasons. They may have judged me as my mother's daughter, which is wrong, but that does not mean they should be subject to a regime of fear. Your obligation as a ruler is to rule for the country, not the people. Back when the queen was still alive and this place knew the fear of the witches, they were far more productive. Fear motivates. Fear makes a man... Sir Alcaster! You better have a good excuse for interrupting. Your Highness, there's a beast! It's a beast, he's got fangs, razor sharp ones. We will rest till he's good and to cease. Sally forth, tally ho, grab your sword, grab your bow. Praise the Lord and here we go! Let's kill the beast! Oh, sorry. That was a little tangent. Okay, sorry about that. Haha. What are you blathering about, you fool? A beast! A magical beast is rampaging around the palace. Is this the dead witch's doing? Dead witch. No, Delore is fine. She has to be. Out with it. Didn't Mithros do that? What? I cannot stop myself from blurting out the question. Sir Mithros is a witch? He was a witch, but now he is dead. They killed Sir Mithros? He turns to his knight and demands more information. I am too shocked to hear their words. Sir Mithros, a witch? Impossible. What of the other palace intruders? We've managed to apprehend some of them, but we can't get to everyone with that beast taking us out. That's what was happening with the flashes. It's freaking karma. That damn Mithros, still a pain, even after death. What did you do to Sir Mithros? Did you not hear me, girl? He is dead. Killed by my own hand. But why? He was helpful at first. We worked together to achieve our own personal goals. He eyes me curiously. He wanted you, princess. Well, I'm sorry, but I think he's a little old for me. So if Sir Mithros was a witch, that would explain why he still remembered me. Why did he want me? Who knows? It doesn't matter anymore. I gave him my knights to assist him in his search when the witches could not, but in the end that fool was too power-hungry. You never entered into my plans. You would have been safe, princess, if you had just stayed put. But now that you're here, you'll come in handy. Alcaster turns his back to the knight, who immediately bursts into explanation once more. The beast is moving quickly. We don't know how much longer we can keep it from this room. There's a beast in the palace, and it's Sir Mithros' doing? I'm so confused. And what about the others? Are they okay? Let me go, Alcaster. You are not going anywhere. It sounds like some of your friends are very persistent. They'll be coming for you, and when they get here, I will kill them. You, princess, are going to make excellent bait. You know, I like this turn of events. Kind of amusing. You! Tell me what all of this is! Fog looks unmoved by Alcaster's anger. It is Mithros that summoned this beast, is it not? Then you must know what is happening. You're asking me, of all people. Ha! As if I'd be able to answer any of your questions. You! The beast! Varg! It doesn't matter how many times you say my name, Alcaster. I won't have any answers for you. Sir Alcaster turns to me, his eyes manic. Whether this is Mithros' magic or magic belonging to one of your friends, I'm not going to let it live. Could Delora create a beast out of thin air? Sir Alcaster draws his sword from his sheath and curses under his breath. I squirm, desperate to find some kind of break in my restraints. Varg surprises me, however, by reaching down and cutting the ropes binding my arms with a sword that I recognize. You have my sword! I stand up as quickly as I can and grab the sword from him. That was too easy. I eye Varg warily as his mouth twists into a smirk. What are you doing? Why are you helping me? Help? All I did was cut some ropes. Besides, I'm curious to see what you'll do with that toothpick of a sword. He talks like he doesn't care at all what happens. Don't think about it too much, princess. It's probably a little too much for your small head. I swing my sword toward him and Varg catches it with his cane. You really think that I'm the one you should be fighting? The door creaks and falls off of its hinges. The knights stumble back and I hear screaming as loud footsteps sound against the tallest tiles. So what will you do? Run? Hide? Or will the beast kill you too? No! My eyes focus on the large figure entering the room. Though I cannot make out specifics at first, the form grows more distinct the further it moves into the room. Whatever this is, I cannot fight it. There is a moment of eerie silence, and then Alcaster yells and the knights rush forward, attacking the beast as a collective. The beast throws them off with a surprising nimbleness, his rage in every swipe. I dodge away, but just before a man's body falls on top of mine. Over here, beast. Oh no, later. Install tonight. Over here, beast. Sir Alcaster rushes at the beast. I finally manage to get a clear line of sight to the king, who is still bound and helpless on the throne. The king! I have to get him out of here! I run toward the throne, but someone stops me dead in my tracks. Saving the king really shouldn't be a priority right now. I grit my teeth and swing my sword at Varg, but he easily darts away from me. I would be watching my back. It is then that I notice the beast slowly making its way toward me. Why would it be after me? Either I stay here and fend it off, or... Alcaster catches the beast with a broad swipe of his sword, and the two are focused once more on each other. I glance urgently at the king, then at the doors. The beast moves again, and I realize it is once more heading toward me. There is no way I can help the king in all of this mess. I need help. I have to find the others. Hopefully Alcaster will keep this beast busy long enough for me to get them. I turn and bolt through the room, weaving my way through the chaos of knights as I head toward the door. I glance over my shoulder one last time at the king. His eyes are trained on the battle before him. His hands grip the arms of his throne, but there's nothing he can do. I'm so sorry. I'll be back. But for now, I have to find the others. I dart past the carnage in the room, stepping over and around the bodies as they appear. Halfway to the door, the beast lunges past Sir Alcaster, and for a few moments I think he might be attacking me. Stay back! I hold my sword out in front of me and stand in a defensive position like Claude taught me, but the beast never reaches me. You've ruined everything, beast! Alcaster is suddenly in front of me, waving his sword at the beast. I stumble back toward the doors, my heart beating loudly in my chest. I have to get out of here. Ah! End of the chapter, right? God! Ah! So much! So much stuff! I don't want to stop! There's... Oh! Ah! Okay, I'm stressed. I'm very stressed. I'm very stressed right now. Guys, I'm so excited to find out what happens next. Oh my god, you know Claude is the beast. He's gotta be the beast. And Varg, I still can't remember if they've ever actually said that it's, Fritz. But it's gotta be Fritz. And they killed Mithros this time? What? Oh man. Okay, I can't wait to film the next one. I'll see you guys next time though. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe. Yeah, I love doing these, and I stream all the time on Twitch, so come find me there if you ever want to say hi. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Mwah. Bye!